Today, we talk about Amazon and Facebook's privacy issues, Apple Watch rumors, and Spotify and Apple's relationship as of right now. We got some interesting stuff coming up as we, together, as a people, check it out. Welcome back to another sophisticated Saturday. This is Mike, and I'm here to bring you the tech news, tell you what happened throughout the week, keep you informed. I want you to know, and I want to know if you're thinking of me. Want to know. And in our first story, if you hadn't heard before, smartphone maker OnePlus, they're one of those companies that make the kind of, discount Android phones that are actually pretty good, but they've been working on their TV for over a year, and they finally gave it a name. Hold on, let's get ready for it, because it's going to blow you away. The OnePlus TV. You probably didn't hear me properly. The OnePlus TV. No one's reacting. It's important. They named it. So it's going to be like one of those TVs that's going to run Android TV. It's probably going to be similar to like a TCL or something like that, where it's going to be lower priced. Get excited for it. It's a name. They named it. They did it. And in other news related to Facebook this time, Nate Mitchell, the last founder of Oculus, popular VR company, has finally left Facebook. So if you know, back in the day, Facebook acquired Oculus for a bunch of money, and then one by one the founders started leaving. Now Palmer Luckey, he was the first one to go, but his exit was not graceful. There was a lot of stuff going on with some white supremacy stuff that he was involved in, just saying. Like, it wasn't the most graceful exit, but the other two, they kind of left of their own accord. The last person that left just wasn't happy with the direction that Facebook was going in. Nate Mitchell, we're not sure why he left, but could we see the Oculus Rift go in a completely different direction? I don't think so. They're already going in that direction anyway, which is a standalone type headset that doesn't depend on the PC, which honestly is probably going to be better in the long run for consumers, but for us that invested all this money to this PC VR, we might be a little bit upset, We ain't gonna be mad, but we might be a little bit upset. I don't know. I'm not upset. Don't claim that I'm upset. I'm not. I'm happy. I'm happy for the rest of y'all. In sadder Facebook news, well, not sadder, badder. Remember how last week we were talking about Google and Apple transcribing the messages? Well, maybe it wasn't last week. Was it on this show? It could have been on the podcast. You should watch it and listen. Jeff and Mike's Super Cool Podcast. Anyway, Apple and Google had to halt transcribing messages from the Google Home and from Siri, respectively, for QA purposes because they're in privacy violation. Well, guess who's joining the party? Facebook's joining the party. They're partying the hardest because they were transcribing messages from Messenger. So voice messages that were sent over Messenger, they had contractors transcribing them, and they halted it because they were like, yo, what you doing? And they're like, well, we was just doing what everybody else was doing. Like, what? And they're like, well, we were just doing what? Exactly, what? Facebook, we already don't trust you. Now you up here transcribing messages without telling me? So they stopped it. They're gonna, all these companies are gonna review their methods to try to better, maintain privacy. That's what this whole thing's about. Maintaining privacy, maintaining that trust blanket. My trust is not blanketed. I shall not rest. I shall not sleep without a blanket of trust, Facebook. And I like my blanket to be nice and thick and comfortable. So get it together. Speaking of privacy, yesterday Amazon messed up. Oops, accidentally sent emails to the wrong people regarding orders that, contain their names and addresses and stuff. So now Bonquita's weave curler email went to Ron. Now he knows that her weave curler is delayed. Now he knows that she's not going to be making to that club looking good. She's going to be looking tore up. No one should have to know that about Bonquita or anybody else. And then, of course, Amazon is like, oh, my bad. My bad. I don't want nobody knowing about my electric toenail clipper. Get it together, Amazon. I don't have time for this. You're ruining my blanket. My privacy blanket has holes in it. Alright, in better news, you know it's getting close to the iPhone event, so the leaks are just going to keep coming and coming and coming. But the next thing is, it's rumored that the next Apple Watch is bringing back the ceramic, y'all, and they might be coming out with a titanium one. So for the top 1% who can actually afford it, it's exciting for y'all. I'm really happy that y'all are going to get the ceramic and the titanium. I'm just going to stick with aluminum because, I mean, I'm broke, so like, but I can't spend $6,000 on a watch. But for those of you who, you know, live that extra life, you have your little caviar and you're on your little plane trips to Africa to give them water, whatever it is that you do, congratulations. You can get the next Apple Watch is going to be expensive again. So go ahead. And our final story also involving Apple and Spotify. We know they beefing. You know, Spotify has been going after them for the App Store, claiming that it's not fair that they're charging all these prices, going back to back to back to back to back. And that's why it's a little surprising that Spotify and Apple are in talks to bring Spotify to Apple. Well, it's not really to a specific device, but it's going to allow Siri control, which means like from your HomePod or your phone or your iPad, if you have Spotify, then you can ask Siri to play music or play music from Spotify. So they was beefing, they still beefing, but it could possibly be Apple doing this, you know, to make it look like they're not trying to be anti-competitive. But I did knock the HomePod in my review as one of that being one of the points is the fact that they don't have any other music services that you can control with your voice. So this would be a big win for Apple and the HomePod, in my opinion, because at least it adds another feature where it's lacking. Something that it really needs. And it really needs it. Because it's really missing a lot of features. It really is. And that's really going to bring this video to a conclusion. But if you enjoyed it, make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.